Hello everyone, my name is Mark Fennell, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Charmed television show. This is going to be more fun and not quite as serious as some of the other videos I've done. I just feel inspired to talk about my love for Charmed and some ideas I have for future series extending. But people are talking about a reboot, and I have my own ideas of what we can do with a second series. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 videos. The first video is just going to be on my love for Charmed in general. Second video is going to be the Charmed and spiritual world, because much of what Charmed series has is actually very accurate with the real spiritual metaphysical that's out there. But it's, of course, one reason that I like it. And the third one is going to be all my ideas for a Charmed reboot. I hate the word reboot, but I would call it a extension series, a second series or an extension series. Okay? And considering that I'm a writer, I'm a fan, I know spirituality well, I have 2 novels in progress, and I want to be a screenwriter in my future, I think it's good to put my ideas out there for people to evaluate and toss around. Okay? This video is intended for any of you Charmed fans. You like other people who like Charmed, you like talking about it, you like hearing people talk about the shows. I'm also hoping to reach some of the actors and producers associated with the show so that I can become involved in their development, and when they develop their ideas for the series, the extension series and whatnot. So, here we go. My love for Charmed. I first loved Charmed when it came out. You know, from the first year onward, I really enjoyed the show. And then I would watch it periodically in syndication after that. Then I bought every DVD. I have the entire series on DVD so that I can watch them anytime I want. And to me, these shows are the most inspirational shows, which is why I own them and why I watch them a lot. TNT currently plays them in the morning. In addition to that, I also play my DVDs in the morning. I play them while I'm working. I play them while I'm writing on my science books. It's just a wonderful thing to listen to. So I watch them a lot. So here's all the proof. And yes, I did buy these at half-price books. There's no reason why, if I can get them cheaper, why not get them cheaper, right? That doesn't dilute my fandom any. First season. Charmed 1, first season. All episodes. Second season. Charmed. All episodes. Third season. Charmed. All episodes. My stack is starting to fall on the floor. Fourth season. Charmed again. All episodes. Fifth season. Charmed. All episodes. Sixth season. Charmed. All episodes. And 7th season, Charmed. all episodes. So I have a complete series of 1 through 7. There's at least a season 8. I think that might be the final season. Anyway, it's not as great. I'll probably own it at some point, but it's not. The final season is not the best. You know, it was basically the round out season. Let's create some stories to finish it up and put some closure. Which is a good closure, but it just wasn't the best of all the seasons. So, but I do have seasons 1 through 7, and I watch all of them a lot. So, I love it. Now, why do I love Charmed? People can give a lot of different reasons for it. First, let me say straight out that it's accurate. You watch any of my other videos on this channel or my other channel, All Things Energy, and you look at my Facebook posts, you look at my blogs, I make no secret of the fact that I am spiritually connected and I am a messenger. I'm a spiritual messenger. I'm connected. I have spiritual gifts. And with all the spiritual experiences that I've had over the years, I have found that Charmed is very accurate. And I would have, more experiences, and I'd come back and see some Charmed episode and say, wow, I've seen that episode before, but now I've experienced something that's very similar to this and realize how accurate it actually is. Okay, so that's one of the things. The other thing is because it is me. They're chosen. Right? Charmed women chosen. They're given their spiritual gifts. They're chosen for a higher purpose for humanity. And I too am chosen. Now, there's a lot of fans out there, and they're not necessarily chosen for a mission. They can still love the show. But I'm definitely, absolutely, 100% chosen for a mission, just like the Charmed women. And because of that, I look for inspiration wherever I can. These episodes provide great inspiration for me. How to live your normal everyday life while still following your spiritual mission. And one thing I like is there are many things on there where they talk about, we can't tell anybody our secret, they wouldn't believe us. Or, I can't tell anybody my secret because they'll think I'm weird. I know that so well. As a matter of fact, there are some things that I have told nobody. They are not in any book, they're not in any Facebook post, they're not in any video, and they're not going to be. Okay? There's some things that just have to remain that secret. They are in my journals, and copies of my journals have been given to special friends who are spiritually enlightened, but that's it. Okay? Because even then, there are some secrets that I can't tell anybody. They wouldn't believe me, or they think I'm crazy. And even before that, there's still many years where I struggle with the idea of how much do I say, who would I tell? It's always that fine line of what do you say to whom about your spiritual secret, about your gifts. Okay, so those episodes are really good inspiration for me in that regard. So the main reason I like this is because it's real. First of all, because it's real, and because it's me. It's real, spiritual. Those things that they experience and show on TV are, for the most part, real. And being chosen, what that's like and living through it, it's very close to real. And it's kind of a symbiotic relationship. I'm not sure where the writers got their ideas from, but I have my own experiences and contact with supernatural friends. The writers probably have something similar. I learn from them. I take that back into my real world. From the TV show back to my real world. And I work it, and I get more spiritual contacts, and I do more spiritual work, and inspirational writing and genius discoveries. And then I go back for more written, scripted inspiration. So it's a symbiotic kind of relationship between me and the shows to give it the reality. So those are the main reasons why I like the show, because it's very personal to me, very personal. Now, the other things about the show itself, these are things that anybody can relate to, but why they're really good. They're people. You can relate to them because they're people. They're normal, everyday people, okay? They have their daily lives, they have their daily struggles, their businesses, their jobs, they're trying to find their way in the world, their boyfriends, all these kinds of things going on while in the midst of their discoveries. And it's like, yeah, that's relatable. It's relatable. And again, for me, I can tell you there are times like, oh yeah, I'm at work doing my clerk job and I'll get inspirational ideas. Some are my ideas the back of my mind is thinking on, and sometimes I'll get, spiritual friend just talking to me. And there's 50 people in the room, but, I get to hear the voice. Write some stuff down. So anyway, they're real people, and that's relatable because they have the gift. There's a lot of humor in it, and the humor is based on their personalities, which is wonderful. Now, the characters themselves, I actually relate to. I mean, you could make almost any type of personality, hundreds of types of personalities to have these powers, but actually I relate to all of these people in some ways. I like Prue because she's the badass super witch. And who doesn't want to be Prue, right? Who doesn't want to be Prue? Prue is confident, she's in control, she's in charge, she can do anything, she has the superpower, she's the strongest of the three. And at work, she's always good at her work, and she's in control, and she's a go-getter, and she achieves anything she wants to. So, right there, that super confidence, super badass witch is something that I like. And I've always tried to, why not use that as inspiration? It's like, why not? I have spiritual powers. I'm a human. Why not? Why not try to be a badass super witch, kind of like she does? Excuse me. So I like that a lot. And I'll be honest with you, I've always wanted to find my badass Prue as project partner. So if you're out there and you feel like you're a badass Prue type of person and interested in what I do, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for some badass Prue people on my team, on my spiritual mission on Earth, go get 'em team. So, I'm looking for you. Now, Piper is also one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. Which one of these boxes has the best picture of Piper? I don't know. Piper is just awesome. So, I don't know. Piper, this might be a good picture of Piper right here. So, Piper. And I've seen the actress Holly Combs interviewed, and she seems pretty close to the way she portrays her Piper character. Holly, the actress, she's a good lady. She cares about the show. She cares about her fans. And she always just wanted to do a quality job. I've seen her in a couple other made-for-TV movies, and she also does an excellent job. She's got her heart really comes out. And that is really what Piper is about. Her heart. Sure, her magic gift of, freezing things, good. later blowing up things, good. But it's her heart. It's her super love. I mean, people like to think, Phoebe is all about love, but really, Piper. Piper's got that hearth, home, good, neighbor next door, center of the family kind of love. And she's stable. She's stable and she's there, and you can count on her like a rock. Count her like a rock, and she's just ultimately very stable, and her heart is just unending. Okay? I like also that sometimes she has some weaknesses. She has some, what do you want to say? In some of the earlier episodes, she has some insecurities about different things until she gets over it. And through a period of episodes, she has little insecurities about this, and insecurities about that, sometimes standing up for herself, and then later on, she's just there. Boom, boom, boom. And there's nothing that keeps her down. After a few episodes, she's grown, and she's there, and she's confident, and then she becomes as confident as Prue ever was. And probably my favorite set of scenes is when she becomes a goddess. The three become goddesses, and she becomes basically the center goddess. Why? As Leo says, she just has that down-to-earth, solid center in the heart that's just there. So I really relate to her on that and that thing. And I'll go ahead and say this. There is a spiritual friend, not a human, but someone in the outer dimensions who has been one of my mentors. I'm not going to name her. She already knows who she is. But they're very similar in characteristics. And so therefore, whenever I watch Piper, I think of my mentor. Okay, so it's a personal relationship for me too. The third one I really like is Paige, played by Rose. Now, Rose McGowan is a great actress. She did a wonderful job with a lot of independent films before she came to this, and she was perfect. She's perfect for this quirky role. What I like about her is she's an artist. And myself, I've always been an artist person, and I've always been attracted to artists. I write poetry. I come up with song tunes. I like to get eventually into painting. And I also hang out. I've always enjoyed hanging out with painters and sculptors. And so Paige is someone that I can relate to because she's got that artist flirty thing. And to be honest, I have a Paige side in me. All right? That side when she comes out and she's just flirtatious and she wants to have fun. That episode, Nymphs Just Want to Have Fun. Yeah. That's pretty well me a lot of the times too. It's got to come out at the right times. But yeah. Let yourself be free in the right environment where whatever, and you'll see it. You'll see me artistic, flirty, music, dancing. Oh, can't forget dancing. Everyone knows I love to dance. So that kind of character I really have in Paige. And if Paige were a real person, I know that I would want to date her because we would just have lots of fun together. I know the character Paige and I would just get along great. Which also brings me along to Rose. I instinctively feel that Rose and I would get along very well. And I do have secret desires to meet Rose McGowan. I'm not going to be this crazy stalker or anything like that. I don't say this about many people, but Rose McGowan is one of those people I feel like I would know if I talked to her, she and I would understand each other on a deep level. I think we would. Now, I know she's gotten a lot of flack from people because, oh, she shaved her head and she looks weird and she talks about things. Well, I know more about her life, and she knows more about spirituality than most people do, which made it perfect for the Charmed episode. But I think also makes her who she is and why people think she's weird, but she's not. She's not. From what I know, from what I've seen, from what I've read, from what I know, she's not weird. She's not a freak. She's only a freak in the way that Tesla was a freak. She's just more connected than most people. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I do believe if Rose ever gets a chance to see this, Rose, I would like to meet you, and I think we would become close friends, or we can talk about stuff and really, the kind of thing where we get lost in conversations for hours at an end. I think we would. The last character, of course, is Phoebe. She's fine and all, but I never felt an attraction to her. Her character there was never any I could relate to. Except for one thing. I love where she became Ask Phoebe, and she was listened to, and she became Ask Phoebe fame, and that Pocket Realm episode where she became famous, Ask Phoebe fame, her own television show. From the day I saw that, I thought, oh yeah, I want my own television show. I want to be famous. I want people listening to me. I want my own television show. I want all that. So, hasn't happened yet, but I can still dream. And of course, why do I want it? Because I'm a messenger. Because I'm a spiritual messenger. Because I'm connected with people beyond. They talk to me. I got good advice. I've got answers. They tell me I'm supposed to tell the world. So, yeah. I want the Ask Phoebe fame so that I can better do my mission. So I can relate to her in that regard. So those are the characters mostly and why I like them and how I can relate to them. Male characters, some of them are great. Leo, of course, White Lighter, good solid guy. It's really good. The sons, I really like Chris and Wyatt. I think both of those guys are really good. All the episodes with them are really, really interesting, evolved, multi-layered, multi-textured, so I can relate to them. Their experience, their lives growing up and so forth. And of course, Chris having a secret that he can't tell anybody because he's from the future. There's another one of those secret layers. Who can I tell? And all that business. And Wyatt with his superpowers. Like the be-all to end-all of, Jedi Masters kind of thing he was going to be. So I like that. There are a lot of male characters. My mind's going through all the different male characters that have come and gone. There have been a lot of boyfriends that come and gone. Of course, Cole, Balthazar, he did a great job playing that. There's nothing about him that I personally relate to, but I think he did a great job of being that complex, divided character. Who else do I like? Oh, should I say this or not? My cat. I love my cat dearly. We are Corsican cousins. I mean, we feel each other's souls. He's an advanced soul. He's an advanced mind. We feel each other's souls. When he hurts, I hurt. When we just know each other's thoughts, we feel each other's emotions. He understands my language and my everything. We're simpatico. We're connected, right? He had a name when I first adopted him. He was a year old already at that time. Born on the streets. He was born on the streets and then adopted once, but they couldn't handle him. So he was sent back, and I adopted him. Kyle chose me right away. He chose me. Now, he had a different name. I can't remember what it was. But I chose Kyle. And, well, first of all, for pet names, I like human names. I don't like any of this fluffy, business. I want a human type name. But I chose Kyle specifically because of a character in Charmed. And you Charmed fans will know this. Kyle Brody, he was a FBI agent who was working with Paige for a number of episodes. In particular, one of my favorite episodes, Charm Noir. I already did an episode of Charm Noir. You can see that also on my YouTube channel, All Things Energy, for that one. But I named my kitty Kyle because of that. I could have named him Leo, but that would have been too obvious because, well, Leo is already known to be a cat, so it doesn't mean anything, and it wouldn't mean anything. But Kyle, Kyle was a solid character on the TV show. He was paying homage to my Charmed. It fit my cat. So that's my buddy Kyle. So what else? My love for Charmed. It's been solid. It's been unending. It's my #1 television show of all time. The only show that came close before this was Little House on the Prairie, which I also own several DVDs of, and I used to watch that one a lot. But that's the only show that comes close. And now The Big Bang Theory. I watched a lot of episodes, but while those are comedy, those are not as permanent. They don't have a lot of rewatchability, and they don't have as much. Like, Charmed has this kind of Shakespearean, Charles Dickens kind of thing where you can come back again and again and again and again and again with its enriched depth. You can't do that with Big Bang Theory. Just a few episodes are good, but you can't do that. But Charmed, you can do that with. So yeah. So I know my Charmed. I know my Charmed. I love my Charmed. I love my Charmed. I love my characters. I love my actresses. I've watched them in every other thing that they've done. I watched them in every other movie that they've ever done, and always enjoyed it. And of course, I enjoyed the shows beforehand. What else do I want to say about my love for Charmed? Just give me a moment while I think about that. I'm a huge fan. And it's very personal. Some people like to watch shows because, oh, that's an interesting character. But they don't necessarily relate. They just like the character and the character's quirks. But they have a distance. See, when I watch TV, movies, I don't do the distance thing. I don't watch characters just because it's an interesting character. I like them because I can relate. And Charmed is me. 3 of those characters I very much relate to. Very much. Prue, Piper, and Paige. As actresses, they're also very good. All of them are very good. I really think that I could meet Rose McGowan, and we could be best friends behind closed doors and get in a deep conversation. I also think that Shannen Doherty is, to a certain extent, somewhat of a badass super witch herself. I mean, I've seen her. She was in Little House on the Prairie. You know, she was a 90210. You know, she's always been a confident woman going for what she wants. And so I like that about her. I think that I could relate to her. I think if we met in person, I think that we would get along great. And of course, if you are a badass super witch, I need a badass Prue super witch on my team. So come join me. Facebook me, email me, textbook me, because I need a badass super witch Prue on my team to advance the wisdom and technology of humanity. Right? It's personal also because the spiritual truths are there. I'm a chosen one, they're chosen ones. I communicate with the spiritual world, they communicate with the spiritual world. It's very, very personal on that level. And because I know the shows intimately, I know the spiritual world all the time. I see how much those are connected and how real they are. Yeah. So if there's ever anyone also to talk about the realities using Charmed, so the next videos I'm going to talk about the reality of the spiritual world, proven by Charmed, shown by Charmed, and then I also want to talk about my ideas for a second series. And if anybody can talk about those two things with intelligence and accuracy, that would be me. So there it is, my love, dedication, devotion to Charmed and everything about it. Harm no one, do what you will, and blessed be.